Thanks for joining us on the SA Sports Show. Grand final weekend, plenty happening over the week, of course, here in South Australia. It was a ripping weekend of sport as I'm joined, as always, by Greg Anderson, Barry Curtin. How are we, boys?
Very well. It was a big weekend of footy, though.
Massive weekend.
That grand final, the SNFL, had me on the edge of the seat. It was outstanding.
It was a great weekend.
All right, I want to chat about the... Normally we start with all the positives, because there have been a lot of positives. A lot of teams have won, depending on what league you go to. There's been some ripping stories. Thoughts on the opposition after a grand final? So let's talk about the SNFL grand final right now. Norwood win, North lose.
Yeah.
They've got to set up the stage, get it all set for the presentation. They're only presenting to one team, which is Norwood, that won.
Yeah.
And out of respect, the opposition stay on the ground.
Yeah. Why?
That's my question. Why? And it is such a gut-wrenching moment when you lose to now be out there to then have to suffer that as well. Is it time to rejig it and say the team that wins, the opposition team are allowed to leave with some dignity and get off the ground?
Well, I think
it's not a slap in the face that they should have stayed.
Well, I don't know. Have you been in a losing one here? No?
Yes, I have been in a couple of losing ones, and I have to say that I think it'd be fair to have a wait for the best on ground award. Obviously,
so that's the first award.
Yeah, and then obviously the Premiership Cup. And then I think that's when you leave. I think the hardest thing was actually sit there and watch all the individual medals, And look, I really don't care. I understand that. Look, hold the trophy up. You deserve it as a team. That's fantastic. But I'm cooked after that. I want to get off. You don't need me out here. In respect of the competition and the team, I'll watch a lot of the trophy.
And the other thing is too there, Anno, that's a good point. The other thing is too, is at the end of the game, when we're all in the rooms, the coach and the captain from the opposition always comes in anyway.
Always cross.
There's your respect. That's your respect. I don't like it at all.
No.
In fact, I think I said off there earlier that if I know I'm getting beaten in a grand final with 3 minutes to go, I'm getting off then.
Want to get off the
game? I've had a gutful. But you know what I mean?
Might have to see the game out, mate.
Yeah, probably see the game.
To.
All right, I'll see the game out. But sitting on the ground there, you know what it's like when you lose a game. You're always sore, aren't you? You're not sore when you win.
Yeah.
You're sore when you lose.
Of course you
You're laying on that Adelaide Oval, cold. It would have been cold and I just want to get out.
No matter what oval you're on, no matter what venue you're in, there's nowhere to hide.
Exactly.
And the attention's not on you anyway. It's on the opposite, and you just want to get off.
Generally,
you can't sit there. You can't smile. You can't.
No, you can't.
The winner's side, you're getting your medal. That's great.
Absolutely.
You don't even know those players are still there.
No.
You're oblivious of that.
Because you're caught up with your own team.
Yeah, of course you are. Your name, your number, you're waiting and waiting. Please, go. And
you're waiting for someone to go, why is he smiling? Why is that guy sitting on the ground over there smiling at his teammate? That sort of stuff. I don't, no, get off.
Yeah. All right, what about this one then, boys? A couple of quick ones for us. The Australian women's vice-captain, of course, Rachel Haynes, has retired. She probably revolutionised women's cricket.
Yeah.
Just a quick look. I mean, 35 years old. She had a baby a year ago, and she said it was time for her to get out and not take someone else's position. But how's this getting out? 2-time world champ, 4-time Ashes winner, 4-time T20 World Cup champ, 7 times WNCL winner, and 2 times WBBL champion.
You know what it is, mate? With the Australian cricket team at the moment, they'll replace her with one just as good.
Yes.
Because I'm not knocking Rachel. She's a fantastic player. But the strength of the Australian cricket team at the moment is amazing. There are players out there that are not even being mentioned in dispatches that will walk in.
I've got plenty for you blokes in the close.
Quite a while now. I would say our women's cricket team is one of our best teams that's representing Australia in any sport in the world.
All right, let's get over to one of the great women. We need to get over to Nina. Nina, for the news. Nina, what have you got for us?
Thanks, Phil. Welcome back to another week in sport. Well, the end of the footy season is here, and it's been a huge week both locally and nationally. Tomorrow, of course, the AFL Grand Final returns to the MCG after a 3-year COVID hiatus. The Sydney Swans will take on minor premiers Geelong in what is sure to be an absolute cracker of a game. Both teams were impressive in their preliminary final matches. Geelong made easy work of the Lions to secure a place in the Grand Final, finishing with a whopping 71-point win over a lacklustre Brisbane side. Sydney had to work a little harder in their match against Collingwood. The Swans looked like securing an easy win after gaining a 36-point lead in the third quarter. But as they've done all season, the Pies found energy late in the game to make a comeback. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough, with the Swans holding out to claim victory by just 1 point. Sydney's win was sweetened on Monday night with Buddy Franklin signing a one-year contract extension. Franklin will now end his career as a Swan. And Carlton fans may have despaired after their team failed to make the finals by the narrowest of margins, but there was certainly a lot to celebrate on Sunday night as team captain Patrick Cripps took home the Brownlow. Cripps polled 3 points in the final round to walk away with the honour. He finished up with 29 votes overall, just ahead of 2020 winner Lachie Neale and Gold Coast's Touk Miller. Turning now to the Sandful, and a big congratulations to Norwood, who took home the 2022 premiership after defeating the North Adelaide Roosters in another one-point thriller. Norwood trailed for the majority of the game, but managed to kick 3 goals with just minutes left of play. Ruckman Harry Boyd won the Jack Oatley medal, for best on ground by managing 20 disposals and an incredible 36 hitouts. Along with tradition, the Redlegs celebrated their win on Tuesday at the unveiling of the 2022 chimney ceremony at Brickworks Marketplace. And internationally, St Mirren have ended Celtic's 364-day unbeaten streak. Led by the Aussie coach Ange Postecoglou, the Celtics were unbelievably just 1 day short of going a whole year undefeated in the Scottish Premiership. St Mirren put on an exciting performance in their shock 2-0 win, scoring a goal in each half. Aussie duo Ryan Strain and Keanu Bacchus were both impressive, with Strain providing the assist for St Mirren's opening goal. Celtic will remain top of the table, but now lead arch rivals the Rangers by just 2 points. Now, this next story brings a little tear to my eye. After 24 years and 20 Grand Slams, Roger Federer has announced his retirement from tennis. The 41-year-old ace made the decision after suffering from persistent knee issues over the last 18 months. A crowd favourite, Federer leaves the sport with 103 titles, including a record 8 Wimbledon championships and a cool $130 million in prize money. Federer's last match is expected to be at London's Laver Cup this weekend. And before we go, a special shout out to our SA Sports Show director, Drew Downing, who won the Mount Barker Collegiate Best and Fairest medal on Saturday night. Ever the overachiever, Drew also picked up the Rising Star Award. A big congratulations from everyone at the show, Drew. And that's all the news for this week. I'm Nina Smagic. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll be right back after the break with more from the SA Sports Show.